Everyone's been talking about this new Clipse album, and obviously one of the most highly anticipated tracks is going to be the Kendrick Lamar feature, especially with all the controversy around it that we've covered. But I thought, this is not the first time that you get Kendrick, that you get Pusha T. Let's dive back into the catalog, and let's look at a track I'm not even sure I've heard before. Definitely haven't seen this video, so I'm looking forward to diving into this, man. We got Pusha T, we got Kendrick Lamar. It's Nosestalgia. But before we get any further, listen, if you like the hat that I'm wearing, knoxhilldmv.com. We just brought back the white chaos hats. Last time we sold out of these like they were candy. If you want to get yours before they're gone, then click the link below. Go copy your hats. Go copy your merch. Go get your shirts as well. It all helps. It all supports the channel. I'll put all links down there. But anyways, know what we're here for. Pusha T, Kendrick, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got.
Years of selling Johnson & Johnson. I started out as a baby-faced monster. No wonder it's diaper rash on my conscience. My teeth and ring was numb by that nonsense. Gem star, razor, and a dinner plate. Arm and hammer and a mason jar. That's my dinner date.
See, walking past, it says bump right there, like doing a bump, and all these are just obviously the drug dealer schemes laced in this throughout, and then tying it in with his childhood. Clever wordplay, as always. But for me, it's the power of the illustrations that Pusha T gets you. And he gives you this just smooth, marinated, braggadocious, confident flow, man.
Star, razor, and a dinner plate. Arm and hammer and a mason jar. That's my dinner date. Then crack the window in the kitchen, let it ventilate. Cause I let it sizzle on the stove like a minute steak. Nigga, I was cracking the school zone. 2 beepers on me, starter jacket that was 2-tone. 4 lockers, 4 different bitches got they mule on. Black Ferris Bueller cutting school with his jewels on. Couldn't do wrong with a chest full of chains and an arm full of watches. What I sell for pain in the hood, I'm a doctor. Chivago, tried to fight the urge like Ivan Drago. If he dies like Doughboy the Trey. If he rides, throwing punches in his room. If he cries, he cries. We don't drink away the pain. When a nigga die, we add a link to the chain. Inscribe a nigga name in your flesh. We playing on a higher game of chess. Once you delegate his bills, who gon' fuck his bitch the best? 1 million megapixels of the Pyrex. Started on the scale, did you tell my only Timex? Nigga, this is timeless, simply cause it's honest. Pure as the fumes that be fucking with my sinus. Nigga, this is Simon Says, Simon Red. Blood on your diamond till you dying dead. Yeah.
I was thinking, what is the sample cut? And now I got it. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The classic KRS-One diss track, shouting out and dissing from the BX, dissing Queensbridge. The bridge is over. But in this case, we got a flood on this track of cocaine right now, just entendres and flips. And I got to bring it back before Kendrick starts just like tearing my head apart and breaks some of Pusha T's verse down. This smooth. Also, the choice of black and white just gives it that classic feel. At nighttime, too. I hope my eye can hang in there, man. Come on.
20 plus years of selling Johnson & Johnson. I started out as a baby-faced monster.
Johnson & Johnson, known for primarily, well, they sell all kinds of products, but they also cover baby products, right? Like baby powder. So Babyface, when I was Babyface as a kid, flipping that powder in a different sense, cocaine to Johnson & Johnson, smooth already.
As a selling Johnson & Johnson, I started out as a baby-faced monster. No wonder it's diaper rash on my conscience. My teeth and ring was numb by that nonsense.
Teeth and ring was numb, you know, like numbing when a baby is teething, right? And chewing on something versus obviously taking some cocaine and doing like a numbie there. It just like, for me, it's like the shock and awe value too, because he's got these baby schemes, his childhood schemes, and it almost feels wrong because so many of these bars are doubly written for the cocaine, right? And for the drug dealing scheme.
Show my conscience. My teeth and ring was numb by that nonsense. Gem star, razor, and a dinner plate. Arm and hammer and a mason jar. That's my dinner date. Then
Arm and Hammer. Why? Taking the baking soda and mixing the cocaine to make crack with it. And obviously he had the razor to cut it up as well.
Razor and a dinner plate, arm and hammer and a mason jar. That's my dinner date.
And then put it in a mason jar. Come on, man.
Then crack the window in the kitchen, let it ventilate. Cause I let it sizzle on the stove like a minute steak. Nigga, I was cracking the school.
Cooking crack on the stove, but I was crack in the school, like cracks through the schools, falling through the cracks, and then obviously flipping it like he's cooking crack. Like he just paints you this picture of him in the kitchen, literally whipping it up, and it feels like we're stood there next to him, just taking drug dealer 101 classes.
Cause I let it sizzle on the stove like a minute steak. Nigga, I was crack in the school zone. 2 beepers on me, starter jacket that was 2-tone. 4 lockers, 4 different bitches got they mule on. Black Ferris Bueller.
He already had drug mules. In school as a kid, people running his product for him. Remember the days of the beepers, man? Come on.
2-tone, 4 lockers, 4 different bitches got they mule on. Black Ferris Bueller cutting school with his jewels on. Couldn't.
Ferris Bueller's day off when he skipped school. In this case, he's saying he's the Black Ferris Bueller because he's skipping school to deal drugs.
Different bitches got they mule on. Black Ferris Bueller cutting school with his jewels on. Couldn't do wrong with a chest full of chains and an arm full of watches. What I sell for pain in the hood, I'm a doctor.
What I sell for pain in the hood, I'm a doctor, because he's giving you different types of prescriptions, right? He's giving you those unwritten runs, those drugs to deal with it. And then he's got a smooth doctor flip.
In an arm full of watches. What I sell for pain in the hood, I'm a doctor. Shivago, tried to fight the urge like Ivan.
Shivago. Dr. Shivago. What in the Russian Civil War is going on there? Right? Because that's a Russian story. It was even banned in the Soviet Union at one point, and it blew up in the West. Even got Oscars, got all kinds of awards for it, right? But tying in to the Dr. Zhivago from that story, and then he flips it because obviously the pain that they go through in the streets in the hood, that's why they turn to his drugs to deal with it in the first place. And then he stays on the Russian scheme into the Ivan Drago from the Rocky series, right? Hold up.
Chest full of chains and an arm full of watches. What I sell for pain in the hood, I'm a doctor. Shivago, tried to fight the urge like Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies, he says right here, right? Because in the Rocky movie, that's a famous line. If he dies, he dies. But then he takes that, and while we're on the movie scheme, then we go into Boys in the Hood movie scheme.
Shivago, tried to fight the urge like Ivan Drago. If he dies like Doughboy to Trey. If he
like Doughboy to Trey. If he dies. Because in the movie, Doughboy ends up dying in the movie, and then Doughboy to Trey, hang on,
Ivan
goes even further.
Drago, if he dies like Doughboy to Trey. If he rides, throwing punches in his room. If he cries, he cries. We don't
throwing punches in his room. If he cries, he cries. It's almost like he's critiquing what Trey does, right? Because Trey in the movie watches Ricky die, and then obviously Doughboy wants to get revenge, and Trey decides not to get revenge. And then you've got the iconic scene of Trey going back, getting comforted, obviously throwing punches in the air, crying to his girl, right? Hooking up with her. So you have that whole flip right there. But for me, I take it as, you know, Pusha's really giving a nod to Doughboy. If he rides, he rides. Because you can't half-ass this, right? You're either all in or you're not in at all. You can't pull a Trey and back out last second. Like, you know the code. And it's all about revenge. And I'm going to follow through on this. That's just Pusha's line and his angle that he's giving you here.
Trey, if he rides, throwing punches in his room.
I mean, that's a pretty deep, like, analysis of that, but that's where Pusha is going. Like, just really deep diving, not just a surface level movie reference. There's more to it. Scratch underneath the surface right there. Got an itch for it.
If he cries, he cries. We don't drink away the pain. When a nigga die, we add a link to the chain. Inscribe a nigga name in your flesh. We playing on a higher game of chess. Once you delegate his bills, who gon' fuck his bitch the best?
Once you delegate his bills, once you take care of all that, pay off his debts. All right, what's next in terms of assets?
Playing on a higher game of chess. Once you delegate his bills, who gon' fuck his bitch?
It's a cold life. I mean, that's what he's painting to you. It's a very devil-may-care, survival of the fittest attitude, right? You don't have time to mourn those who are gone. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep earning. You got to keep doing what you do to survive.
We playing on a higher game of chess. Once you delegate his bills, who gon' fuck his bitch the best? 1 million megapixels of the Pyrex started on the scale.
Million megapixels. A megapixel is already a million. So 1 million of those, we're really blowing it up. But he's got just those fine crystals in the Pyrex dishes, right? Again, he's cooking it up.
Did you tell my only Timex? Nigga, this pixels of the Pyrex started on the scale. Did you tell my only Timex? Nigga, this is timeless.
Started on a scale, my only Timex, right? I don't rep the watches. The only figures that I care about are those on the scale because I'm measuring and weighing it out.
Direct started on the scale, did you tell my only Timex? Nigga, this is timeless, simply cause it's honest, pure as...
What? You just heard right there, that sample cut in of The Bridge Is Over, just cut right there into the mix. That was dope.
The fumes that be fucking with my sinus. Nigga, this is Simon Says, Simon, red, blood on your diamond till you dying, dead.
Blood on your diamond. You know blood diamonds that come from conflict zones? He's giving you a different type of conflict zone. And obviously, the red as well, bloods, repping, red. Simon Says, Simon Red. That's got to be a Suge Knight tie-in too, right? Because Suge Knight used to go by Simon. And there's that infamous Ray J interview. Like, why is he Simon? Well, because you got to do what he says all the time. Simon Says. And then Ray J was referred to as Little Simon. And obviously Suge was a blood, which all ties in with the blood diamonds conflict zone. Simon Red, he's going to turn him red. Simon Says, follow this.
Says, Simon, red, blood on your diamond till you dying, dead. Yeah.
Ice cold. Hey, another flip.
You wanna see a dead body? Instrumentals from my mama's Christmas party. Troubles on my mind. I still smell crime. My little brother crying. Smokers repeatedly buying my Sega Genesis. Either that or my auntie was stealing it. Hit the pipe and start feeling it. Ooh, weed cut me some slack. Weed never did that. This was different. Jeez Louise, please help me relax. Quantum physics could never show you the world I was in when I was 10. Back when 9 ounces had got you 10. And 9 times out of 10, niggas don't pay attention. And when there's tension in the air, nines come with extensions. My daddy...
I love the fluidity of this shot, man, right? Because Kendrick starts walking in the back almost like he's stalking Pusha, and then he takes front stage, and then Pusha follows him. But just, again, that one-take type of feel, right? This is just very raw. It's not like there's huge cinematics going on. It's at nighttime. It's black and white. It's just about the rapping, the delivery, and, again, just the sequencing of this. Love this flow pattern.
Niggas don't pay attention, and when there's tension in the air, nines come with extensions. My daddy turned a quarter piece to a 4.5. Took a L, started selling soap fiends, bubble bath. Broke his nails, misusing his pinky to treat his nose. Shirt buttoned open, tackle meat laying on his gold. I said, Daddy, one day I'ma get you right with 36 sips, 1,000 grams of cocaine, then your name will be rich. Now you can rack it up or sell it soft as leather interior. Drop some ice cubes in it, depot her perimeters. He said, son, how come you think you be my connect? I said, Pops, your ass is washed up with all due respect. He said, well, nigga, then show me how it all makes sense. Go figure, motherfucker, every verse is a brick. Your son dope, nigga. Now reap what you sold, nigga. Please reap what you sold, nigga.
No.
I was born in 87, my granddaddy a legend. Now the same shit that y'all was smoking is my profession. Let's get it.
Wow. Yo, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is Kendrick Lamar's ability. I love the way he set this all up, right? Because the theme that he stays with is Pusha T's cocaine theme and the dope. But in this case, while he's talking about family problems with the coke and with the dope and all that, then he takes it, and at the very end of this verse, it's like storytelling, yes. Like you had that in the Drake diss, right? You had that in the Not Like Us, right? With the Atlanta setup. And I talked about how Kendrick is so good as a storyteller, right? He's like an author, and he knows how to take you from point A, develop the premise, build the plot, and then really hit you with that twist and hit you with that conclusion. This is a great example of it within a singular verse right here, right? That twist that he flips is it's a different type of dope I'm giving you, a different type of cocaine, right? This is going to get you high. This is going to get the buzz, but through my microphone, through these rap lyrics. We got to break this down, man. This was, ooh,
I still smell
spooky.
You wanna see a dead body?
And that right there continues from Boys in the Hood, which Pusha T had his lines about, right? And we just broke that down. But in that movie as well, there's the famous quote, you want to see a dead body? And the kids go across the train tracks to go see a dead body. And then he gets his football stolen. That's right.
You wanna see a dead body? Instrumentals from my mama's Christmas party. Troubles on my mind. I still smell crime.
Trouble's on my mind. The way he says it, Pusha T, that's a nod to Pusha right there. Because Pusha had a song with Tyler, Trouble on My Mind.
My mama's Christmas party. Troubles on my mind. I still smell crime, my little brother crying. Smokers repeatedly buying my Sega Genesis. Either that or my auntie was stealing it. Hit the pipe and
Smokers taking it, or my auntie was selling it. Why was auntie selling it? To help her with her needs, with her hits. I mean, again, I talk about the illustrations and Kendrick just getting very raw. Just like not putting a veil up between him and his family. He's letting you know the messed up things that happen within his family. To him, growing up in his childhood, surrounded by crime, surrounded by all this, surrounded by drug use.
repeatedly buying my Sega Genesis. Either that or my auntie was stealing it. Hit the pipe and start filling it. Ooh, we cut me some slack. We never did that.
Ooh, we cut me some slack. We never did that. I just love how he kind of like hits the hard E sounds here on the internal rhymes, and then it kind of drops down a bit more raspy with his voice and delivery on the act sounding rhymes. And also, like I talk about this sort of like Kendrick sick voice, which is like just very coarse, very gravelly, very raw. And he's using that type of intonation here, man. For me, it's perfect for the vibes of this because his instrumentation is super scaled back. It's super simplified, right? It's mainly just the drum pattern that we're really dealing with in terms of pockets as an MC. And I love how it just highlights their lyricism and their delivery throughout.
Hit the pipe and start filling.
Much in the same way that like the instrumentation is simplified, the video is simplified. And sometimes less is more. And just let the MC and shine through.
Ooh, we cut me some slack. We never did that. This was different. Jeez Louise, please help me relax. Quantum physics could never show you the world.
This was different. Please help me relax, right? Hitting the pipe. Because obviously crack is very different than weed. Couldn't help. Weed help him relax. So let's turn to this now. Let's turn to something heavier, like his auntie turning to the crack pipe.
This was different. Jeez Louise, please help me relax. Quantum physics could never show you the world I was in.
Quantum physics could never show you the world I was in. To me, like you can't break this down to a science. You can't study this. You either lived it and you're a part of it, or you just can't truly understand it and can't truly appreciate it unless you were actually there. This isn't something that you can study.
Louise, please help me relax. Quantum physics could never show you.
It's something as overcomplicated as quantum physics. It seems like it would be able to simplify his life and his street life where he's from. But I love the way that he flips that. He takes something that's very complex, something that's very intellectual, and going, this still couldn't break down and truly appreciate this in my roots.
The world I was in when I was 10, back when 9 ounces had got you 10, and 9 times out of 10, niggas don't.
9 ounces got you 10 years in jail. 9 ounces, if you recall with, and then he has a nice 9 to 10 flip here.
I was 10, back when 9 ounces had got you 10, and 9 times out of 10, niggas don't pay attention, and when there's tension in the tension in the air. Keeps flipping the word 10, man. I got you 10, and 9 times out of 10, niggas don't pay attention, and when there's tension in the air, 9s come with extensions. My daddy turned a quarter piece to a 4.
9s come with extensions, and then he flips the 9s, and the way that he just flipped the word 10 into tension, attention, paying for that, like pay attention versus literally paying money for the drug dealer scheme, and then flipping the 9s 9 times out of 10, and then obviously into the 9mm smooth.
When there's tension in the air, 9s come with extensions. My daddy turned a quarter piece to a 4.5. Took a L.
Turned a quarter piece, right? Talking about 36s. What's a quarter of 36? We're talking about 9s, right? 9 ounces. So he took a 9 ounce, turned it into a 4.5, which is essentially half of that. Well, where'd the other 4.5 go? Probably because he was in there.
9s come with extensions. My daddy turned a quarter piece to a 4.5. Took a L, started selling soap fiends, bubble bath.
Maybe he took an L, he took a loss because he was doing some of his own product, but also like rolling an L and like taking it to the face.
A quarter piece to a 4.5. Took a L, started selling soap fiends, bubble bath.
Started selling soap fiends, bubble bath. Then he started flipping the crack. He could have been cooking it down too. He's flipping.
Broke his nails, misusing his pinky to treat his nose. Shirt buttoned open.
I didn't catch that before. Broken nails, using his pinky to treat his nose, right? Because obviously, overuse of cocaine and all that sniffing, it's going to give you sinus problems. But then also, like, having, like, a long pinky nail in order to, like, chop it up. Like, some users will, like, grow out the nails just so they can chop it.
Bubble bath. Broke his nails, misusing his pinky to treat his nose. Shirt buttoned open, taco meat laying on his gold. I said,
taco meat? I take that as on his gold, like a gold chain, shirt open, like Scarface, right? Like Tony Montana, right? Just having that look and rocking that sort of cocaine celebration on like a hairy chest, taco meat, hairy chest.
In his pinky to treat his nose. Shirt button.
poetic, man. It's his street poetry. Is what he does. I love the illustrative techniques that he uses.
Dope and tackle meat land on his gold. I said, Daddy, one day I'ma get you right with 36 zips, 1,000 grams of cocaine, then your name will be rich. Now you can rack it up or sell it soft as leather interior. Drop some ice cubes in.
Then your name could be rich. You could literally be rich. Could be a rich, like, drug lord Rich Porter flip. You could turn into rich in that sense. But also, I'm going to make you rich, and I'm going to flip it in a different sense.
Be rich. Now you can rack it up or sell it soft as leather interior. Drop some ice cubes in it. Depot Harper can rack it up or sell it soft as leather interior.
You can rock it up, turn it to crack, or sell it soft as leather interior, and then right here it's smooth.
Drop some ice cubes in it. Depot Harper perimeter.
Drop some ice cubes. Because again, like cooking it when it's hot to cool it very quickly, you drop ice cubes in it versus Ice Cube. And the Debo shout out right here because Ice Cube, not only in Boys in the Hood, he was also in the movie Friday, which he mentions here with Debo. Debo on the perimeter. Like it's hard around the perimeter that we're cooking up and we're cooling it very quickly. And it hardens. Versus, to me, Debo on the perimeter. Shout out to DeMar DeRozan, also known as Debo from the perimeter.
Dead son, how come you think you be my connect? I said, Pops, your ass is washed up with all due respect. He said, well, nigga, then show.
Washed up, like washing the money. Come on, man. And you're washed up with the drugs. I'm giving you that pure, raw right here.
He said, Pops, your ass is washed up with all due respect. He said, well, nigga, then show me how it all makes sense. Go figure.
How it makes sense. S-E-N-S-E versus makes sense. C-E-N-T-S, money. Go figure. Go count it up versus the saying, the idiom, go figure. The writing is just crazy clever here.
With all due respect, he said, well, nigga, then show me how it all makes sense. Go figure, motherfucker. Every verse is a brick. Your son dope, nigga.
Man.
Now reap what you sold, nigga. Please reap what you sold, nigga. I was born in 87. My granddaddy a legend. Now the same shit that y'all was smoking is my profession. Let's get it.
Man, that was cold. Does a little nose swipe right there. Obviously, instead of nostalgia, it's Nosestalgia. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I can't wait for this new Kendrick Lamar and Clipse collab. If this is anything to go by in terms of measuring stick. And honestly, I've never seen this video before. I don't even remember this song. Like, I know that this collab happened. I feel like I've heard it before, but I must have forgotten it. Like, this is dope. All puns intended, playing off of Kendrick's verse. Like, Pusha T just slid through on ice skates with that. Just gave you classic Pusha T verse. And then Kendrick with his storytelling and conceptual abilities and artistry. Man, what a combination. Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, you were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, for some reason you're here at the end. Obviously, enjoy the content. Do me a huge favor. Support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. Really, it does go a long way. Also, don't forget to copy merch. knoxhillmusic.com. We got hats. White Chaos hats are back for the summer. Go get yours before they sell out. If you want to rep the brand, get it out there. I'll put all links down there. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay positive. Take care of these. Take care of these. I'll catch you again.
Sit down, sit down. I'm like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it like that?